everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of the Crubcast. I am here with all hail buckets, the Nico dancing man, Nico himself. Hey, Nico, how's it going?
What's up, gamers? We
have Chris, Mykonos fan.
Hi. Next time you should introduce us to last week's Crubcast.
Okay. And then I have Brody Ray Croy. How are you doing, Brody?
Hi, I'm doing well.
I'm glad to hear that, Brody. So what we're talking about this week, the new Mario Party just came out, and only Brody has played it so far, but we all are planning on
true.
We are all planning on getting in at some point. So we thought it'd be a fun idea to talk about what is the minigame in Mario Party you'd least like to be transported into? I can already tell you right now that I do not want to be in Book Squirm.
Damn it, you stole mine.
Because I can't read.
I wrote Book Squirm, but the book is the Communist Manifesto.
Why does it have to be the Communist Manifesto?
Was that one of the GameCube ones? I don't remember that.
He doesn't want to be crushed, just like the proletariat.
Right, exactly. Or the book is the Iliad.
The Iliad? Well, that's the sequel to Mario Odyssey. Yeah.
The Iliad callback.
You make a good point. If I was going to be stuck in a book playing Book Squirm, I prefer it to be like Fahrenheit 451 because that's only like 147 pages. It's not a big
right. Book. Right. Like you want it to be like a 1984, like a succinct, or an Animal Farm, like a succinct to the point book.
I was saying, wouldn't you want to just be like Rainbow Fish? Like 5 pages long, like a picture book,
like a children's book. Yeah. Like you could play like the Very Hungry Caterpillar and actually go through the holes in the book.
Exactly.
What, Chris? Chris, what did you just say?
What?
Oh, never mind. He said something.
It's a pretty book.
It is a pretty book. Yeah.
Rainbow Fish.
Yeah, Rainbow Fish, it's the one that has the foil in the pages. I like that one a lot.
Right. Yeah. I have a pick. I have a pick in my head.
All right, Nico.
What's up?
I was saying, you said you had a pick, but Chris, you're saying something. What's going on?
I found the one I don't want to least be in, but I found the one that would be the most boring to go to. It's called Mowtown from Mario Party 6, and all they're doing is mowing grass.
Yeah.
Not even with like electric ones, like the bladed wheel ones.
Yeah, so you just don't want to do a chore.
That's like, well, why does that exist? What is with Mario Party 6?
They have there's a Mario Party 6 too that has the one where you're vacuuming and it's 3 people with 1 vacuum and then 1 person with 1 superpowered vacuum.
I wouldn't be surprised at this rate.
That's probably it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nico, what's yours?
My one is the Mario Party mini game where you cohabitate with Boo for coins. No, so
excuse me.
I think. Yeah, the one where you cohabitate with Boo for coins. No, I think yeah. Which one of you said the lawn mowing? Chris, did you just say the lawn mowing one? Was it you or Brody?
It was Chris.
It was Chris.
It was 1 minute ago.
You forgot Shadow the Hedgehog was a hedgehog moments after saying Shadow the Hedgehog.
True.
I was trying not to assume what species Shadow the Hedgehog is, and I say that because I didn't realize Knuckles wasn't a kid beforehand. Anyway, I digress. The point being that any of the manual labor Mario Party mini games are like kind of not great. Like, so the mowing the lawn one, I would also hazard to say the one where you're buffing the top of the buses. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Just any of the chores, essentially.
Yeah. Like it's the one where you're like on top of a bus. You have this like hand buffer that, you know, is buffing like mechanically the surface, and you can only turn kind of, and it like slightly turns you and moves you a little catty corner to yourself, and you have to like snake around and do it. And it's a team mini game. It's you and a partner. And you have to buff the top of the bus before the opposing team.
See, that's an interesting. It's an interesting take on the manual labor of it, because assuming, you know, how long are you trapped in this thing? I'm thinking almost infinite. I was thinking I don't want to be in Book Squirm because I don't want to be just dodging holes infinitely forever.
Yeah.
But you bring up the topic of what book it is. I was thinking more of the ones that are just I'm in physical mortal peril. Right.
Well,
so like
the Bowser ones.
Well, yeah, I mean, Bowser's Big Blast is obviously like that one is just you have a 1 in 4 chance of dying, like of exploding.
Right.
No, sorry, a 3 in 4 chance, I should say.
Yeah.
Which is worse odds than Russian roulette. So like,
yeah, I mean, then you got stuff like Reverse a Bomb, where it would be all 4 of us just constantly trying to blow each other up forever.
I forgot about that one. Yeah.
You know, Chris, I like that you say you always lose that one because I prefer to see it in the light of you sacrifice yourself because you know, well, this is going to go on forever, and really, it would just be more humane.
That is efficient.
To just let it go.
We played it last week, and I got partnered with Nico, and straight up going into it, I was like, "I'm sorry, Nico, but this is going to end immediately because I don't know what to do."
Yeah, but I'm the perfect person for that to happen with because I also generally don't know what's going on in Mario Party.
Fair.
Yeah. Sorry.
I thought of one I need to say I would want to be in though, which is the one where you're transported to a giant plate with a giant pizza and you just eat at it like a little monster.
The game called Eats a Pizza.
Yeah, that is an ideal one, I think.
That's a good one.
I would be so fortunate. But if it was one to go to.
I'm definitely I'm torn on the one where you're cooking a little cube of steak. Because at the end of it, you just get to eat the steak, but it's not like that.
Yes, that's the Super Mario Party one where they're doing the HD Rumble stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Like there's also the one where you're just making cakes the whole time. That's pretty cool.
How big do you reckon that little cube of steak is? Because
it's like a chicken nugget.
You think so? My sense of scale was way off. I thought it was like a meter by a meter or something. Like,
whoa! I was like, Nico, how would you be flipping that? How would you be flipping that steak in the pan?
Mario, it's fictional like physics, and
so like they got turned giant, and then they're cooking a giant steak.
Yeah, I don't know.
I also have a couple here. Like I got cliffhangers, which is just scaling a mountain, but like it's really snowy and you could die.
Yeah,
be responsible for someone else's
you're
death.
Tied to you're tied to your partner.
That's pretty purgatorious.
Yeah.
Purgatorious.
Like or like Chain Chomp Fever, where you have to avoid either being eaten by a chain chomp or getting destroyed by fire or lava.
So here's the question I have to ask. I should have preface this by going into this. Are we individually going in with Mario characters? So like I have to trust that I'm going to be attached to Wario scaling a mountain?
No, I'm picturing it's the 4 of us.
Okay. So like I'm now tied to Nico climbing a mountain.
Being rope tied to Wario is quite a prospect, I have to say. That might make me comfortable with any of these, actually.
Yeah. He's definitely like Wario's most likely a better partner for this than like I am to Justin's point.
I'm like, if I'm scaling a mountain with Nico, I no offense to Nico, we're both dying.
Yeah, we're dying. It's crazy that we're dying. How much we're dying.
You two can do it.
Climb into my bed. Don't even say that. That makes me think of mine though, because like my actual pick, the one that came to mind immediately when I saw this was the one I never really understand, but I thought about it realistically, right? And now I'm imagining looking to my left and right and seeing you guys struggling with this too. Is being plopped into an ice floe in the Antarctic and having a horde of
penguins.
Oh yeah,
and they overtake you and they push your friends into the like freezing cold water. Oh, like it looks cute from a distance, but if you're there, that's a nightmare. That's terrifying. There's even if you win, you're still stuck on the ice floe.
I was gonna say, like that's just you being stuck in like Walmart Black Friday crowds, and you just have to dodge the Black Friday Walmart crowd.
Well, at least with that, you might get home, right?
You might get a TV,
right?
Or you might wind up on that website that tracks all the people who died.
Oh my God.
But then we can make content out of you. Don't worry about that.
That's fair. Yeah. We'll finally have the rest in peace JTart9 stream where JTart9 died as a penguin pushed him into the Antarctic.
Yeah. I've almost done that without asking so many times just because.
I also have here Paths of Peril, which is that battle mini game where you have to kind of like navigate a long, thin stretch of land, and you can pick different ways to go. And sometimes it's geometric, sometimes it's more organic. Now, the thing with this one is, I point of order here. If it's one of those ones that's a race, because theoretically, if you were trapped in this mini game forever, you could just chill there. But is there a punishment for not making it to the end, for not giving it your all.
Well, you
and trying to
obviously
do the race.
You obviously don't get the 10 coins.
That's true.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, okay.
We're doing this like a Squid Game, like we're all in it for the money.
I literally was just like thinking about Squid Game. I was like, man, I could make a joke about Squid Game right now. And absolutely nobody in this room would get it. So I was like thinking about how to phrase it, and then Brody popped out with it. Dude, I have a hot take. Do you guys want to hear my hot take?
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be kind of torturous to be in either the one with the barrels that they do the like cup and ball game and you have to find the item. I feel like that'd be rough for the same reason that being in the one where you have to like memorize what's on the shelves and put it back the right way. Like that'd just be like cleaning up simulator basically.
Also, if you
I feel
lose,
like-
Bowser Jr. just takes all your coins.
Right.
So what
exactly.
I'm getting is that, Nico, your personal hell is just mundane tasks.
Yeah, the mundane tasks, or like, actually, I really don't think I'd survive in any of these, to be quite honest with you.
Like, if we're making cakes, you don't think you can handle it? Like, if I put you on strawberry duty.
The cooking ones, I could do the cooking ones. I don't think I could do. I could probably do the golf, like any of the golfing ones. I definitely could not do any of the ones where something is falling from the sky and you have to catch it.
Or like when the ice cream is falling into your cone.
The ice cream or the popcorn, yeah.
Yeah, which again, look at the bigness of that ice cream and tell me that cube of meat isn't a meter by a meter.
Well, the thing is in the cube of meat mini game, it shows you like their hand.
It shows their hand holding the pan.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I haven't played it in a long time. That's fair.
It's been a minute. Whereas the ice cream cone, they're literally holding it like this, like with their arms stretched out around it, like giving it a bear hug.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw out Nightlight Fright, which is the one where a chain chomp is headed towards you.
And you have to
turn
flash
around
it with
and
a
hit
light.
a flashlight
God.
and stop it. Yeah.
I was gonna say
Squid Game.
I was gonna say it's kind of like the other one where you're in the barrel and you have to try and sneak up on the chain chomp. And if they catch you outside the barrel, you get eaten.
Right.
There is
the
an
Metal Gear
unspoken
Solid.
issue to tackle here that's hard to articulate though, because I was thinking about this with the one Brody mentioned where you go through the maze on a narrow path. Do we have our bodily abilities, or are we constricted to the terrible controls of the game?
No, that's a great point, because there's one here that's just called triple jump, where you do a triple jump, and I feel it, but it's a Mario triple jump where it's like boing, 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 not like midair jumping. And I feel like no matter what, I'm breaking my knees.
I love the idea.
There's a great trend on TikTok of people successfully double jumping. You should look it up sometime.
I love the idea of us needing to do a triple jump.
Yeah.
Like in real life. Like we should just try that. Next time we're all in person, we should just try and do a triple jump.
Dude, I have the knee strength.
Triple jump attempt number 1.
Brody, I've seen you squat like 14 pounds. You can do it.
Yeah, it's true. Brody squatted at least 14 pounds.
What I'll give you, Justin.
Squat pounds.
Having just coming off of played Sonic games this week, I do remember being like 7 or 8 after playing Sonic Adventure 2. And we went to a jewelry store for some reason in the mall, and I was looking at all the jewelry. I was looking for the bounce bracelet and thinking like, well, I could just bounce everywhere. That'd be so cool.
That's awesome.
I was like, it's gotta be real. Why wouldn't it just be real, right? And I was looking around, I was like, nothing really looks like it. I was like, well, how would I bounce? How would I turn into a ball and bounce?
That's so
What's
good.
the bounce bracelet?
Turns out that's not a thing.
It's a
But the thing
bracelet.
is, here's why. Okay, I ate a seed. Here's why I thought this would be a thing. It was like K Jewelers or whatever massive jewelry store chain, right? They had a little display window in the mall, and in it was what looked exactly like the white Chaos Emerald. So I was like, they're real. You know, and Sonic's running around San Francisco and stuff, which I knew from Full House, right? So I'm like, okay, it's all coming together.
I love that you got Sonic. You got from Sonic to Full House, and then from Full House to K Jewelers.
Yeah, San Francisco.
Crazy.
I mean,
excellent.
Crazy.
So as a sub question, I gotta ask.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Out of these 3 very common Mario Party ways to die, right?
Okay.
These show up in a lot of the mini games. Would you rather, right, be burned alive, crushed to death, or fall off a platform? Those are common, right? There's
like you're jumping. If you're doing the flame jump rope, you're getting immolated.
Right, or revolving fire, or any of the Bowser mini games, like that's fire. And then there's like squared away, or the sandwich one where you get crushed by something, or there's like fish upon a star, or any of those ones where the platforms sort of break away as you're playing. I feel like all of those are pretty gruesome ways to die. I guess the falling one would probably be the most instant.
Yeah, falling,
right?
Because falling is my easy choice on this one.
The risk though of surviving.
At least with getting crushed, it's like with falling, you have that moment to contemplate your death, and then you're die in a second as your body crushes in on itself on impact. But like, and maybe you're saved by Lakutu. Who knows? Some of them do that.
Who is Lakutu?
Lakitu? I don't know.
Lakitu.
Anyway, with getting crushed, it's like those are usually more surprising. You're not like expecting to be crushed, and then all of a sudden you are in a second, so you don't even know it's happened. You're just dead. I feel like immolation is the worst one.
100%.
Immolation is the worst. Yeah,
100%.
By far. Immolation. There's one extenuating circumstance where you get absolutely blasted off of the board by Bowser.
That's true. There's a few where you get blown up by either Bowser or like King Bob-omb or someone. Yeah.
So like, there is that mini game where you're all hiding in cannon. You're trying not to get fired into the abyss. That one's pretty funny.
Right.
Yes, I was thinking of that one initially. That was like my other one besides Booksquirm that I was like, I'm definitely got to talk about that one.
I will say, I think I would be able to survive. So if we think about like any of the 3v1 mini games,
right?
Which ones are easier? Like which ones would be more habitable as the 1, and which one would be more habitable as the 3? Because in my head, I'm thinking of the soccer one, because I think that being
so you ain't saving anything.
Being the goalie would be absolute trash. But being like one of the kickers would be super just easy for the rest of your days.
I said, like, imagine just having to stand in front of a goal of 3 other people, and you just have to get pelted with soccer balls.
Right.
I mean, that's still better than like Tree Stomp, where the 3 people are coming at you in these like giant wooden mechs with spikes on them. They're just closing in on you, cornering you.
And then you're just standing there. You just have to take it.
Yeah, the one where the one person swims and the other 3 only have to do spotlights. That sounds pretty okay.
Oh, true.
Yeah, like how long can you hold your breath?
No.
Yeah, that's a good question.
It's important.
Not long if I'm swimming. Yeah, not long if I'm actively swimming.
Now, if it's us 4 in a 2v2 on manic mallets, where we both have to, we all 4 of us have to like hit the mallets as hard as we can on the buttons, and whoever doesn't do it the most gets crushed by a giant mallet.
Right. I mean, I'm a drummer, so I think I'd do pretty well in that one, actually.
Interesting.
Because I think the way it's set up in Mario Party is like one big button in the middle, and you just keep tapping that, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, everyone's got their own button here in this example image I'm looking at, but yeah.
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 It's not like you have to do any like crazy like pianoing or anything like that. It's just one button. You're just tapping that.
Yeah.
Dude, you're right about the Bob-omb one though. That one's pretty purgatorious. Like, because
they don't stop moving. They're going to go in one place or the other, and you just kind of have to take it at some point. Like,
unless you actively like are allowed to bargain for your life and like coordinate with, you know, whoever's on the opposite end of you, then like it's done.
Could you imagine the knuckle bleeding of Rocky Road? I'm looking at this. This is a 1v3 where it's you're all in a car, and the one person's in one car and the 3 people are in another car. I think there's a 2v2 version of this in one of the other games as well. Mm-hmm. And you have to like hit a bunch of rocks to get them out of the way and continue on your car. But that would hurt.
Yes.
Swear jar.
Right.
Swear jar. 20 minutes in. Yeah, no, I mean, you're just driving, and then you have to just stand there and just kick a rock until it breaks.
Oh, that's crazy.
That would hurt.
It would.
Wild.
There's like there's so many things that are like you wouldn't be able to do it, but then you have like
Gondola Glide would be fun. I'd be okay with that one.
Like, what about the gambling ones where you have to gamble? That's not happening.
I was looking at one where someone's playing like poker with Wario, and I'm like, that sounds like a good time. I'm looking at him here, and I'm like,
Yeah, but you know he cheats.
I
well,
wrote
yeah, but you know, he's Wario.
Everybody cheat.
I wrote a bunch of fake ones. One of the fake ones I wrote was Bitcoin miner actually mines Bitcoin, and I think that could apply to the gambling ones too. Like you keep your winnings for real.
Well, you
As
have
if
to
I-
buy your freedom.
Say if I get 1 Bitcoin, I'm out of there.
Right, exactly.
I was gonna joke, but I guess 1 Bitcoin is kind of valuable now, huh?
That's
Yeah,
almost
it is
that's almost a
practically.
salary.
Yeah, right, exactly. Oh man, I had another one that was cook meth until it's.
Why did
until
you
it-
write fake ones? Is probably the question of you
I didn't say anything when Nico said it because we were talking about this in preparation, and Nico was like, "Yeah, I wrote a bunch of fake ones," and I'm like, "I'm just gonna let that play out, however it plays out."
My favorite
Well-
Mario Party minigame, cooking meth.
My
I thought you were just going to
favorite.
start saying them and acting as if they were real and seeing if we'd like figure it out.
I was going to, but I think it's funnier if you know they're fake, as such
Okay.
as with such good games as Empty Bowser Jr.'s Bedpan.
I wouldn't want to do that one, I guess.
Which
Yeah, that one would be
pretty bad.
sad because you're just tending to a child in the hospital.
Yeah, I guess when you frame it that way, though, like if he needs me to do it, I'll do it.
I guess we got to take care of him because Bowser Jr. he's fallen on some hard times. Mario's jumped on his head one too many times, and you know he's not as mobile as he used to be.
And think about it. When he heals, if he does, he's going to take that paintbrush and just screw with you, and your
Yeah.
life's going to be covered in the sunshine goop, right? So you better.
No, he's gonna paint the stuff in the bedpan.
Excuse me?
man.
And the little bubbly things they're coming.
What's that?
So I wrote out.
I don't want to be in that mini game. It's true.
The meth cooking mini game I wrote, turn on the burner until the color matches, then turn it off.
I like that you wrote down the mechanics of playing this minigame as well. Like you just made you literally just made a Cooking Mama minigame.
Send this letter in to Nintendo of America and see if they respond.
Nintendo,
No,
hire
don't
this
give me the
man.
idea. We need to save it for Crub Party.
Hire this man.
Maybe
Our
I
own
should.
shitty Steam game.
I should write this as a letter and send it into Nintendo.
Hello, Shigeru Miyamoto, and anyone who else reads this. My name is Nico. All hail buckets. I have this.
Yeah.
I have a great idea for you, Mario Party, but you cook meth.
100 likes.
Please respond.
100 likes, and I'll write all of these into a letter to Nintendo.
Only 100.
100 likes.
Do we get more than 100 likes on
on
a
the
video?
YouTube
No
video?
way.
Probably
We get
not. Maybe
less than
5.
Maybe
Yeah.
100 views, bro.
Yeah, no, 100 likes, and I'll do it.
Nico's
'Cause
counting
I-
on the archival views.
Well, I also wrote down gaslighting simulator. I don't know what I mean.
What would
by
that mini game be?
That
I
is
don't know.
Mario Party.
Oh,
Gaslighting Simulator is just that mini game where one person hides behind a thing and the three people hide behind the thing and then one person has to guess what they are. Like that's just gaslighting.
Yeah, that's gaslighting simulator. You're absolutely right. No, gaslighting simulator is the one where you have to like turn your neck in the not the same direction.
You know what? I wouldn't want to be in that mini game. That would hurt.
Yeah,
my neck.
that sucked. That would suck.
You know, to that point, I wouldn't want to be in that mini game where it's like it's all dark and you're holding a candle and there's 3 people with water guns shooting you. Because I just don't like getting wet outside of a context where I've agreed to it, like a water park or a pool.
Right.
You're
I
like
have
a
some
cat.
bad news for when I meet you then. First.
Yeah.
We are going to start putting water on you.
I've been collecting water guns for a while now. Sorry.
Oh no.
One of them is full of barbecue sauce, but we're not going to tell you which one it is.
They got one here, Crate and Peril, which seems to be one character is large and holds a crate, and the other 3 of them are shrunk down, and the one player has to like shake the crate
you
around
tilt
to
the
get
crate around. Yeah.
Yeah, to get like spinies and stuff to hit the people. I wouldn't want to be one of the tiny people. That sounds
Right.
horrendous.
I wouldn't want to be I wouldn't want to be the big person either. I'd feel guilty.
You would just stand there very still.
I'd just be like, I don't want to hurt
I'll
them.
let them live their lives.
Yeah, like I don't want to hurt them.
Oh, dude, you know what else would be kind of purgatorious is the one
Why do
where
you keep saying purgatorious? I'll say it. Is that a
'Cause
word?
well, I mean, that's kind of what it is, right? It's which Mario Party minigame.
I'm not against the concept of purgatory. Purgatory us.
Oh, well, I mean, it's because it belongs in purgatory.
I took the bait. Continue.
It belongs in purgatory.
Ooh.
It's like the most like purgatory.
What about that one where we have to shoot bullet bills at each other?
I can.
Yeah,
we
you're
keep
on
spinning.
a constantly spinning platform, and you're just trying to shoot each other with missiles.
Like, I'd have to kill my friends. That sounds
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
Sounds like a bit of an L, bro.
Right.
L plus ratio, my guy. I'll see
But I
y'all at
think
your
that-
funeral.
Let me rephrase it for you, Chris. I think that the mini game where you're winding up the shy guys to then go on their way with such a big turnkey, I think that would feel much like purgatory doing it, especially if we were doing it over and over again until the end of time.
I'd say, like, what if you just kept turning the key and never stopped?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So you're just stuck here turning a key.
And like this turnkey is like pretty big. Like I'm looking at it right now. It's looking to be about like this big. So
Which is
a
about-
foot and a half.
that
about a
big.
foot and a
Yeah.
half for our audio listeners. And I can't imagine the force necessary to like continue to turn that. I don't know. I feel like it'd be I feel like over time you'd get really tired of it.
okay. I got one that's horrifying.
Okay.
There's this one in Mario Party 7, which is a mic mini game where someone talks into the mic. It's a 1v3, and it's the other three players are in sort of an aquarium tank sort of situation. It's called Be My Chum, and the single character is shouting out different types of fish and creatures to send at the other players to kill them and knock them out. So it says here the commands are cheap sheep, sushi, which is like a big shark, blooper, and lakitu. And so basically, I just want us to imagine Nico standing outside of an aquarium. We're all swimming around, drowning, and he's just going, cheap sheep, sushi, blooper, and we're like running for our lives from sharks.
Or if Brody's on the
Oh,
mic, he'll
man.
be like, Lakutu! And nothing will happen. What's Lakutu?
We're all just in the water like, what is Lakutu? I'm not sure.
I found one I want to do with Brody, though. It's called Pump and Jump.
Okay.
Lakutu films
pumping.
it, apparently.
Lakutu films the pumping?
The
Yeah.
pumping.
And the jump.
I did write inflating Mario's penis pump on.
Why did you say that?
Mario Party games.
Why did you say that?
Well, because I thought it would make a Mario Party game, Justin.
So are we doing this together or with the Mario characters?
Yeah. Right. No, like really, like what it is like
There's
you and the
4
opposite,
Marios.
you and your teammate have to like hit A at opposite times.
It's like when they're pumping up the air balloons, but you're doing it
Yeah.
to his penis bone.
Right.
Matched up with Monty Mole. It's like, all right, we gotta get it like yours. Okay.
Monty, bro. If you're with Monty, if you got Monty's pump, like you're gonna be there for a while.
Right. It's
Has it been an hour yet?
It's only been half of that.
Which
only half.
which Crub member would you trust to do dungeon duos with you?
Not Trav.
Not Trev.
Not Trav.
I wouldn't trust myself either if I was someone else, to be clear.
Oh, see,
before jumping in.
I was probably gonna say you, Chris, because I feel like we could get that done, but I guess Justin.
I'm the goat.
Nico has already said that he doesn't like the idea of turning things, and that's very involved in dungeon duos.
You're turning cranks a lot of the time.
Any like super repetitive motion at that scale, it seems like it just take a lot of effort over time.
Kevin would purposely kill me in that
100%.
minigame.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah.
Valid.
Yep. Dude, what about the hot rope jump? Like the jump rope in hell.
Yeah, just get hops, bro.
Yeah.
Just keep- jump. I mean, the idea of having to jump forever or getting burned alive is not great.
No.
I'm looking at this one called Track and Yield, which is just running forever and hopping, which doesn't sound great either.
No.
Yeah.
That'd be my hell.
There's like the punchy ghost one where you're running away from punchy ghosts and trying to make it to the end.
Right.
Punchy
Right.
ghost.
Right. Right.
Where they have like boxing gloves and they go like this, like flail their arms at you as they're running. Dungeon
if you were
Duo's
in this-
partner, I would pick Sean. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. Dungeon Duo.
Sean would be good.
Sean would be a good Dungeon Duo's partner.
So Brody's saying Kevin would kill him. Who is your pick, Brody, for a Dungeon Duo?
I mean, it's either Chris, Justin, or Sean, and Chris has already said that he would be bad at it, so I guess that takes him out.
Right.
And
Yeah,
can't
I
do it,
think-
so.
I
think
mean,
mine-
I'd take Lokutu.
I think. Yeah, I'd have to pick. I'd have to pick Lakutu.
He can fly. Like he's already
Yeah.
broken, bro.
Listen, that's how I've always said his name. I don't know why.
No,
Just
no,
is.
nothing would
Yeah.
happen, Justin.
I just have to be equal opportunity because we can't dump on Nico for Shadow the Hedgehog and then let you fly with Lakutu. I'm looking at all these mini games from 3 onward, and I'm like, the range is this is fine and would be a nice afternoon activity with the boys to I would die during this. And there isn't much of an in between,
Yeah.
right? Like there's like a sushi conveyor thing or something. I don't know what that is. That might be
Yeah.
okay.
What about
But then
the
some
ones
of
where you have to like swing on vines?
It's like you got to swing on vines. It's like I don't even think it would support my weight.
Absolutely
Just fall
not.
off screen.
Yeah. No, it would not
There's,
support like one of our weights.
I mean,
There's,
Bowser's playable in some of them, so I feel like
They-
support
there's-
a lot of
so-
weight.
Okay,
I
I have a
broke a
question.
swing this summer. I'm a big boy now.
You did break a
Oh,
swing this summer.
true.
Granted, I was on it with another big boy, but you know,
Right. I mean, it was a weak swing anyway.
yeah, I should have trained more. I should have known we were coming.
Is it?
Yeah. Right? Like, you gotta lift weights if you know the boys are coming.
Bro, they should have known we were gonna make a rack of ribs. Like
Oh.
you gotta get ready.
Yeah, they should have.
Brody, I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there a minigame you've encountered in the new game that's new to it that is applicable?
Yeah, I mean, I was looking through there, and there's a few like there's Scarousel, which is you're running between these 2 electrified fences as a thing turns around, and so you're just constantly running and running and running and running and trying not to die in that way. And there's obstacles in your way, of course. So that one's not great. There's one where you're running forward from a thing that's going to try to crush you. It's basically a Crash Bandicoot front camera level. There's a sandwich one where it's a bunch of sandwiches coming down to crush you. And, you know, they got some classics in here too. Cold Front is one where it takes that wind guy from Mario Odyssey, and you have to like not get blown off of the platform, which that's just falling off a platform again, but like you're cold, so that's a little bit worse.
So it's it has a
Yeah, there's some like electrified ones. There's some fuzzy ones. There's one called Light Wave Battle, which is really cool. It's kind of similar to the bullet bill one where you're constantly turning, except instead you're ground pounding on these panels, and every time you ground pound, you're sending a light wave across the arena to the other 3 characters that they then have to jump over. So you're constantly jumping to ground pound, but you also have to time it so that you're not getting hit by it. But I mean, I feel like on that one, we could all just stand there and agree not to do it.
Right.
You know?
ground pound sounds like another one of those like tasks that we just wouldn't be able to do. It's like we could jump
That's
up and
true.
land, right? But there's a force behind a ground pound.
Yeah.
You're
That's
actively
a pretty big
pausing
ball.
in the air, flipping, and then shooting yourself downwards.
I need to step on Nico here before he speaks because I was Googling Scarousel Jamboree, right? Try and see what that first minigame was like. And the first result is the carousel at the Jamboree. And the Jamboree being a thing for kids like Boy Scouts and stuff. And I was just flashing back to, I think on the podcast where Nico was like, I just thought Jamboree was something only kids did. And we were all like, oh, Jamboree, that's a widely used word.
Mimots,
first thing
here used for Boy
proved to go
Scouts.
right.
What is this? A Mario Party for kids?
I was gonna say,
It was nice. That's all
I
I'm saying.
love that.
I was gonna say the Scarousel sounds like the carousel at like Disney in California. It's the
I
one
wanna
that
point
has
out-
the swinging part in the center, so it's not in a stationed spot. It just keeps swinging as the carousel keeps going.
I would like to point out that the first time I read when it popped up and it said Scarousel, but it was spelled SCARE-OUSEL. I'm looking at that going, they can't have meant scarousel. They can't. They can't.
Scarousel.
Oh, that's funny. That's really funny. Scarousel, we might have to steal that one.
We can steal that.
Yeah.
That's
what I was
the thing is, to be fair, that is definitely a real thing.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
A lot of the mini games in the new one are actually, they have multiple rounds. Like some go on for like 5 to 10 rounds each. Which is honestly, they're a lot of fun. Like they're like, I don't think I've played a lot of the mini games in this game that have been, and I've been like, oh, that one I don't want to play it again. Like they're all really, really good. Mm-hmm. They made a banger with the new one. Like if I can just like gush about that for a second,
that's what I was going to ask you about.
Please do.
Yeah, so Mario Party Jamboree is the best game they've made since the GameCube ones, like since Mario Party 7. Like it is absolutely fantastic. The boards are incredible. The Rainbow Galleria in particular, the mall one, is like, oh, this is like up there with the best of them from the GameCube era. And all of the mini games are either they either took like some of the other best ones that they've had, right? Like 3 throws back. The Domination one, which is just a mash A one, but with the thwomps, is back, right? But then all of the new ones are fantastic, and they have these like these special mini games called like showdown mini games that only activate when you're trying to get like a partner, and they're all very involved. Like those are usually the ones that are like either 10 rounds or they go on like a long time. And I've seen some people that are saying, oh, they're a little annoying, but I love them. I think they're fantastic. Swear jar.
How does the board mechanic work right now?
So each board has its own kind of thing. So I say Mario Party 7 as a comparison because it's Mario Party 4 and 5 are largely just Mario Party 3, like it's more regular boards, and then 6 and 7 they sort of branch out, and 7's like everything has its own little gimmick. And that is the way that it works in the new game, where every board has its own thing, where Rainbow Galleria is like all of the shops. It's very focused on the shops and like getting items and things like that. And there's all these different ways around the board. And every 5 turns, things go on flash sale, which means everything's half off, including stars. But you can get an item that make up another player have to pay double the price of either items or stars or whatever they're buying on their turn for one turn. So you can time it to screw them out of a star or whatever if they might not have, if they have enough, but then not enough to pay double. And one thing that's persistent is across the boards is all of the partners, the Jamboree partners, they give you a special, so it's not like the companions in Super Mario Party where they just give you more rolls. They all have their own unique thing. So like Yoshi's ability is when you pass someone, you copy one of their items to your inventory. Donkey Kong's is you can choose at the beginning of all of your turns if you want to just move to a random space. Wario's is like he just gives you some coins at the beginning of every turn. But unique or not unique to any of them, something that is consistent across all of them is they let you do every action twice. So if you have a partner, and they only last for 3 turns, but if you have a partner and you land on a blue space, you get 6 coins. You get 3 coins, then you get 3 coins again. If you land on a red space, you lose 3 coins and 3 coins again. Bowser space, double Bowser space. The only one that the only one that I've seen that doesn't do it twice is Chance Time, but I was playing on one of the remake boards for that, so I don't know if that was like specific to that. But like buying a star, if you get to the star with your Jamboree buddy, you can buy 2 stars for double the price, but you can buy 2 stars in that way. And so you can like double that up on stuff with like Rainbow Galleria, where it's like, okay, it's half off, so now I'm getting 2 stars for 20 coins, or someone screwed me, so if I want 2 stars, it's going to be 80 coins. And I feel like it has a better handle on the coin economy than like the last 2 games where it's just you get so many it doesn't matter. There are certainly cases of that in this game. They still haven't fixed the coin economy back to what it used to be, where they actually like fully mattered. But it's a lot better.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Now that you've been able to look at the options, because you mentioned the coin economy, and you were telling me about the pro mode in the game.
Yes.
And the immediate idea I saw in that I liked was that items can go out of stock. Can you switch that on without pro mode?
So no, as far as I can tell, the only mechanic that you can switch on without going to pro mode is the ability to vote for mini games, like you used to be able to vote for battle mini games in the past. You can turn that; it's automatically on pro mode, but you can turn it on for regular party mode, where it'll give you 3 mini games to choose from. Everyone votes on the one that they pick, and then depending on how many votes each one got, it's then it's still a random chance out of those 3, but like, let's say 3 people picked one and 1 person picked another. The one that didn't get picked isn't a random chance at all, and the one that 3 people picked has a 75% chance. That sort of thing. So the idea behind pro mode is to sort of take away some of the luck aspects of the game. Obviously, you can't take away all of them. You're still rolling dice. I haven't got a chance to play it yet because my wife and I are still working our way through the regular. We don't want to play any of the boards on pro mode before we play them on the regular mode, and we're still working our way through all of the boards. So we'll get to that. But it seems really, really cool. I'm excited to play it in particular on the race car board, because that so far has been the simplest board, probably the most disappointing of the ones that we've played so far, just because it's so simple. It's kind of really, really one note, but I feel like on a shorter pro mode style game, that one would be really good. The other ones that we played the Western Land, which is just a remake of the one from 2, and Goomba Lagoon, which is similar to the Wild Woods one or whatever it's called from Mario Party 3.
Goomba Lagoon.
Yeah, it's similar in that a tide goes up and down every like 3 turns or something, that will like obscure paths, and it's sort of similar to the Yoshi one from Super Mario Party, where you can get trapped on an island, but instead of being trapped on there forever until you land on a specific space, it's either land on a specific space, or once the turns go by, you will eventually be able to get off of the island. Or every board has their own unique item that's relevant to the gimmick of the board. So like the mall has the make everything cost double for another player. In Goomba Lagoon, you can get an item that will just automatically, before you even roll, change the tides. Whatever it is, they can go up or down. You can change the tide. So if you're smart and you kind of stockpile those and have one on hand always, you're pretty much good. You're not trapped. It's kind of that Yoshi board, but they fixed it. The Yoshi
the one where it's the one from that's some Super Mario original.
Yeah, where it's just the 4 islands, and you just get stuck on them forever, and it kind of sucks. They basically made that, but they fixed it, and it's a little more dynamic.
Well, Justin, I'm going to say it because Brody, you've been talking for a minute. I'm going to let you breathe. Justin, what do you think about what Brody said?
What I think is
what do you think of Brody's opinions on this game you haven't played?
What I think is that this is going to be a really fun game that you can see us play on our Patreon at patreon.com/Crub. We have a bunch of cool stuff that comes up there at least once a month. You can see Nico talking with people about music. You could see us playing Mario Party when I don't show up for Mario Party. You can find us watching a really good Dragon Ball Z movie with M, and that was a lot of fun.
It's a great place. There's a lot of good stuff.
And
patreon.com/Crub.
Thank you. What I think what Brody would actually said was, I think that giving each map its own unique item, to give each map its own flavor, is a really great idea. It makes you really interact with the map in ways that you didn't really get to do in the past. Because like other times, you'd either have a custom dice that lets you land on a specific spot to change the tides, or you had to like just hope for the best and see what happens, and hopefully you don't get screwed by the water being up or down. But in this game, you kind of have an interesting control over the map that I feel like you never really had before. And the fact that the mall is like 3-tiered, that you can choose to go up and down the escalators, really adds this sense of verticality that I don't think I've ever seen in a Mario Party game before.
Yeah, and there's like an elevator right in the middle that takes you right from the top to the bottom, or vice versa. It's very dynamic. It's really cool.
I like the concept of pro mode because my biggest problem with Mario Party is how luck based it is. You know,
Pro mode sounds really cool.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to play around with that.
Yeah, like I always lose Mario Party because of luck. Usually not because of skill.
Yeah,
like, you know, I'll lose mini games.
There is a skill to getting the luck, but
yeah,
luck can just win you a game off of
exactly.
A couple things that promo does is, like, for instance, like little things are like when you steal coins with a boo, it's locked at 15 coins consistently, or when you land on a Bowser space, it's like consistently you lose a star, or when you land on a lucky space, you get a choice between a double dice or a custom dice, I think, something like that.
I love that. That's the way to be. I like that things are consistent like that.
And some other cool things is it's locked at 12 turns, which I feel like I would have liked to be able to pick turns.
Even better. That's perfect.
I mean, I still would have liked to be able to just see what different turn counts are like, but that's fine.
If anything, I feel like you shouldn't lock it to specifically 12. It should be variable based on the map. Because the way I see it is like some maps are bigger and 12 turns is going to be like 1 star.
No, because that's how you run into like the baseball thing of all the stadiums are different, even though all the diamonds are regulated. You know,
not a terrible analogy, actually.
Yeah,
great analogy.
There's like a thing where, again, I don't know exactly how it plays because I haven't tried it yet, but there's a thing where every character gets to choose out of a pool of like 10 items. Everyone gets 1 item to choose from at the beginning, and you just have that item immediately right away. So there's some strategy to it as well of like, okay, I know maybe I know the map, maybe I know what item's going to help me. Maybe I just take the triple dice or whatever it is, right? On top of like, God, I'm trying to think of everything that was in it. There's a lot. There's like 15 pages of like, this is what it changes. There's a lot of really cool ideas that they throw out there.
I also just appreciate that this is like the first, well, I guess it's not the first game, but this is the first game that is a long-standing series by Nintendo, and they're actually embracing a competitive aspect of it, where the fans are the people who are generally making it more competitive. But in this case, Nintendo's kind of catering to that and being like, oh, you guys are actually playing this competitively. Okay, we can make a mode that would let you do this.
I think it's like also a continuation of like with Super, the reason that those boards kind of suck is because they're also built around the fact that you have to play that, they have to be built for that tactic version of the game mode where it's like that other version where you go tile by tile or whatever it is.
Yeah, the Fire Emblem mode.
Yeah, which is like, okay, that's a neat idea, but the regular board suffered because of it. And I think with this, they're like, okay, well, how do we get a second play style in there without having to sacrifice the quality of the boards to do that? And I think they've achieved that with this. Again, haven't played it, I don't know, but I think it sounds like a good idea.
I have 3 important questions for you, Brody.
Yeah.
Is Toadsworth playable?
No, Toad and Toadette are. Toad and Toadette are playable to the point that Kamek is now the sole organizer of the games canonically in this one.
Oh, okay. Is the tall brutal with the orange pants playable?
No, Pauline's playable. Pauline's in this one.
What?
Not a brutal.
No.
Tall Dixie Kong playable?
No. Are you talking about Tiny Kong?
I can't do this.
We're talking about us as human men being like kind of looking absurd in this universe. Meanwhile, Pauline is just a human woman.
Well, so is Peach and Rosalina and Daisy.
No, but they're like
not as much
Pauline's
as Pauline.
A human woman. Yeah, not as much as Pauline. Like Pauline's a human woman.
I feel like they all look stylistically similar.
It kind of depends, because Pauline wouldn't be wearing a gaming shirt. Like I'm wearing a shirt with Froggy from Sonic Adventure in it. I might look a little weird in there.
No,
That's probably the main.
the way
thing.
I see it
Justin
is
would
like
have the Zelda shirt with the tan pants.
oh,
right?
give me the gamer drip, please.
Oh, yeah, Justin gets the gamer trip.
Every time Justin goes to buy something, he pulls out the GameStop Pro card.
Yeah.
Give me the wallet. Like give me the like the weird sandals that have the toes open that have they're put together with Velcro.
Oh,
I'm not giving you those. No, thank you.
Birkenstocks.
Yeah, give me some Birkenstocks.
Brody gets the footy feet shoes.
Nah, Brody's just toad.
I have a fourth important question, Brody.
Yep.
That's true.
Is baby Rosalina playable?
No, pink gold peach isn't in this either.
No.
School of Mario characters. I was like, who's the 4 worst characters I could pick from the second image on here? I forgot there's baby Rosalina.
Can you play in the kart racing map? Can you play with a Mercedes Benz?
Not that I know of, but I think every character has their own car. So
Because you can do that in Mario Kart, and I think it's kind of weird.
I'll tell you this: in one of the mini games, in one of the 1v3 mini games, the person that's the one gets to ride Plessy.
That's good.
Can you ride Ferguson?
Shut up.
Is
Can we get
Agent 47 on the race car map? Is it in Miami?
47.
He fly away in a flamingo suit.
I was saying Mario did canonically share a video game with LeBron James. So by that logic, when is Bugs Bunny showing up?
You know what? Hold on. I'm so mad. Sorry. I just saw an image of one of the mini games from the new game, and I didn't think of it at the time. But I want to point out it's a 2v2 mini game where you have to cut a steak in half. And I do want to point out how large the steak is compared to the character.
So this one, Nico, is justified.
That's a pretty big steak there.
I'm just saying, like it's just so validating to see that steaks this size can exist in this universe.
No, they're shrunk down.
It's cooked. It's cooked though. Who do you think cooked it?
Bowser. He spit on it.
He gave it a little hot tour.
Oof.
I'm just saying, like, presumably the same person cooked this as in the other game cooking the other one. Presumably.
Well, the other one is you see the hand. It's like a little cube. So.
And it's plated.
But in this one, it is a giant steak.
You can't tell what size cube it is. It could be a big.
No, because it's
can't
plated.
Go too deep in the weeds on a visual, just to be Captain No Fun. But that is quite a piece of meat there, I will say. If I can link it in show notes and make it make sense, I'll put it in there. Don't worry.
Yeah.
That is a large steak.
I'd like to circle back because Justin, you mentioned Bugs Bunny being in Mario Party, and I thought about it for like 3 seconds, and I was like, that's kind of doing a favor for Bugs Bunny, which means the world has really changed from when I was a kid.
Right.
It's like people knew Mario, sure. But Bugs Bunny was on like Gangster Drip, Space Jam merchandise. Like everywhere you look, there was a Bugs Bunny. There's a Tweety Bird with grandma's loving it.
Yeah. And
I don't think kids know what Bugs Bunny is anymore.
I mean,
they
kind
might
of.
not.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Well,
I think
itself in a vacuum is quite something.
Actually, profound realization.
But actually, I don't think that it is true because Space Jam did just come out. And Space, the second one with LeBron. So like,
who watched it? Nobody.
The thing is, a lot of kids have a lot of merch of it because it got like advertised to hell and back. Like you go into a Walmart and you'll still see like Space Jam, LeBron James, Bugs Bunny backpacks for like back to school.
I gotta go to Walmart. I have to verify this.
I mean, they did have the LeBron. They did have the stretchy LeBron stuff with beans. They did have that. So,
right.
What? Don Cheadle was in that movie. Kids like him, right?
And his name was wasn't it
Algorithm?
Algae Rhythm. Algae Rhythm. His name was.
Nice.
I hate living.
Wow. Crazy.
So are we ready for a Patreon question of the week?
Yeah.
Give it to us.
None of my spirits crushed. I think I'm there. Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
It's crushed, just like in Mario.
This week it is from TK Hub World, and the question is: I spent this October watching haunted house movies with my students. Which video game buildings / places would you like to see haunted? We are getting to spooky season, and I figured this one would be thematically appropriate.
Right, it is almost Halloween. I was like, what an odd curse to cast upon something.
Yeah.
And it will be just after Halloween when this episode.
You
goes
should be haunted now.
Yeah, like we're haunting a video game universe, an establishment, a specific establishment in a video game universe. We're going, that's haunted now, which is such a such a dynamic question with so many things to consider. I don't even know where to begin.
Okay,
Like, what is the scope of the haunting, right? Are there some booze? Or
Well, I believe the Patreon question does have an example. Justin, can you give that example
The
to
example is they would like to see the ghost of Crew to
With a
haunt
K.
the naughty Otzel from Jack 3.
us? So Crew haunts his own bar.
Isn't Crew the guy from Despicable Me, the Steve Carell one?
Yes.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm imagining here. You rub a genie lamp. Out comes TK Hub World. He says, I will grant you one wish. Whatever you'd like to be haunted
Didn't expect to see you in here.
will now be haunted.
Okay.
What would you like to haunt?
You go to Boo on the Mario.
Oh, I can tell you exactly where I'd like to be haunted. Sam Porter Bridges' resting room in Death Stranding.
Okay.
Like you go, there's just a BT hanging out like you thought it was.
All right, and it's haunted like within the canon of the game already.
That doesn't sound unlikely, actually. Well, MGS3 did have ghosts, so actually I could see Kojima being like, Death Stranding also needs ghosts. Yeah.
Yeah,
That actually sounds pretty reasonable. Okay.
Yeah,
You're right. Yeah, because if we're going by in universe, like you could haunt anywhere in Sly Cooper. That universe canonically has ghosts.
that's what I'm saying.
Do we in the room
like-
think we have to then go deal with the haunting, or are we just like
No.
watching
No,
the binoculars outside? Like,
Yeah, we're like,
It's haunted.
ooh.
Yeah. You're the Sims god, and you've just injected ghosts into their world.
Can I can I say The Sims?
I mean, I guess.
Like-
you want to haunt the Crub house?
The Crub house, the Crub house that I made, where the front door is on the roof.
the Goth Estate. Oh God, the Crub House. I forgot about the Crub House. We gotta bring back the Crub House.
No, not the Crub House.
We're haunting.
Oh, no.
We're haunting the Crub house.
Oh no, dude, we
We may need to examine the Crub
Sims
House for
for-
Patreon
yeah.
content.
Oh yeah, we could like set up a stream where okay. Long story short, there I got a copy of Sims 4 like from my brother or whatever, and because I don't remember where I got it from, but it was like I think it was PS Plus or something, yeah. And I decided to make a house, and I made the worst house possibly ever.
But the thing is, dude, like, just the thing is, whenever anybody asks you to do something like poorly, whenever the ask of JTart9 is to do something poorly, he takes that personally.
That's true. He does.
And he is just, you are just so good at doing things like terribly for the bit, because the beat that you have up at patreon.com/crub that you can find there, it's the first beat Justin ever made. We've talked about it before. It is one of the funniest things because we saw him sit there for 45 minutes and proceed to just make this piece of shit piece of music.
Stern face, not once was he like, I don't know, guys, this isn't going so well. Just complete stone focus on it for 45 minutes.
And then I was listening to it, and I was like, Nico, please take this away from me. I cannot make music.
Literally, yeah, it is the funniest thing I've ever heard, and you can hear it too on the Patreon. But the other thing is, this Crub house was so bad. Like, so didn't we trap them in the basement? With
No. We didn't trap them in the basement.
Server room?
We did not trap them in the basement. We made a content house, but the
content room.
but the computers were in the ground. We made a flight of stairs going into the front lawn, and underneath the front lawn was like 9 setups, and the front door to the actual house. You had to climb up to the roof of the building to then walk down into the house. And the roof of the building also was a pool made out of, but it wasn't water; it was blood. And there was a painting easel on the roof as well.
Dude, wasn't there like a room that you couldn't get out of though? Like if you got into that room, you like couldn't get out.
I think it was the party room because we had a party room next to next to the content room, and we just put a bunch of balloons in there.
Yeah, it was the party room. You couldn't if you were put into the party room, you could not get out of the party.
There was no door,
no exit, but there was a glass window into the
so you could look inside of it.
I want to add to this that I had Justin upload both the Crub house and another one because he made 2 houses.
Oh, yeah.
And I had him upload both of them because my wife has over 20,000 hours in The Sims 4. And I thought, okay, I'm going to just give these to her and say, listen, you need to redecorate, redesign these, but you need to keep the spirit of the house. So you can't take away the fact that you have to go up to the top floor. You can't take away any of like the what really makes the Crub house. All you can do is make it look good, but still be functionally awful. And she's been on and off working on that for like almost 2 years now. That is how taxing Justin's design was. Is that she's still like chipping away at it sometimes.
I think the kitchen had like 5 tiki bars in it that were shooting fire at all times.
Yep, it did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and you had one on the other house. You had 3 floors, and there was a bar on each floor of the basement. But it was like slightly misaligned on each floor, so it was like 1 square over each time.
Well, also, okay, wait, but who were our Sims too? Because I know that like was Brody no?
I was a child.
Someone was a child, and
someone was
we
a
watched
toddler.
We watched a toddler deal with all of this bullshit, which is the best part.
Yeah, and then everyone else, like someone was like
Chris was an alien.
Yeah,
Chris was an alien with a cowboy hat.
Alien. Yeah,
I think I was a woman.
You were a woman. I was like a fat lumberjack, I think.
Yeah,
fair.
Something like that.
Someone had a hot dog suit on.
Someone might have been Kevin, maybe.
Might have been Kevin. Oh yeah, he had a hot dog suit, a cowboy hat, and red hair.
Yeah, that'll do it. We need to get. I'll just put like pictures of the Crub house on the Twitter or the Blue Sky or something. Yeah, we'll get you guys pictures of the Crub house. Oh man, I literally made a square concrete monolith in the middle of this neighborhood. The HOA would not be happy. Oh yeah, another thing. Some of the only bathrooms in the house were outhouses in the front yard. Yep. Yeah. So you had to walk up to the roof and come back down to use the bathroom.
Okay, so I would definitely haunt this house. A, 100%. I can't think of anything else, frankly, but B, I need to remember how terrible it is. So I would haunt that. Yeah. No, that house needs to be haunted, dude. It needs to be haunted until they fix it. At which point we continue to haunt it. The thing is, the ghosts are going to look at it and like, what the hell? Like, where do we hide? Where do we haunt? Well, okay, no, but here's the thing. Justin did kind of build it like the what's it called? The Winstead house, the Win something house. It's the house in New England that was like allegedly built by a woman who claimed to be haunted, and it has like the gun maker's wife or whatever the hell that was. Yeah, the Winchester house, the Winchester house. Yeah. They had like doors that like go to nothing. It's like, it literally is the Crub house. Like it literally is the Crub house IRL. He was really into tiki bars too. It's kind of crazy how much it lines up. The tiki bar shot fire. It's more because they have multiple doors on like the 2nd and 3rd floor that just lead to a direct drop outside. If they let me do that, I would have done it. But they wasn't allowed. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot that the top floor of the house, outside of being the front door, if you went down 1 level, the entire level there was just the bottom of the pool. Yeah, the walls of the pool. So you had to like walk through the hallways. Like you had to walk through a bunch of hallways, which was just the pool. That's right. Oh, I left on the other house across the street was a giant observatory to look
at the other house.
Oh yeah, we put a telescope looking into the other person's house.
You put a floor above everything that was inaccessible and just floating.
Oh yeah, I did do that. I knocked out all the walls. Yeah.
If we ever stream this house, we need somebody to edit this clip of us talking over us playing like The Sims in that house. Like that's what we need to do. That's going to be our moment right there. Is when that's animated together.
100%.
Because we've taken TK World's question that he very graciously asked us and turned it into talking for 15 minutes about the Crub House instead. I'm going to provide him with an actual answer. Perhaps I'm going to say that I would not me personally haunt, but cause to be haunted. The whirling in rags from Disco Elysium, which I basically say because I started a new game like 3 hours before this podcast.
Okay.
But I would haunt the whirling in rags in Disco Elysium because there are so many times in that game where you can basically be like, ooh, there's something like basically for shits and giggles. You can be like, there's something else going on here, something paranormal. And then like your very straight laced partner will be like, nope, it's just a murder. It's not a ghost. Like we just have to solve the murder, man. I would put like a ghost in there, like similar to the way that there was a ghost in the train in Paper Mario 1000 Year Door. Just like one single ghost that you can talk to that makes maybe it's the ghost of the guy that got murdered. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just
one
like,
ghost
no,
that you
there
can talk
actually
to,
is a
like,
ghost.
about the case.
And you ask him who murdered you, and he just says, "I'm sorry, I can't tell."
That would break the game.
Against the rules.
I'd haunt the anemone from the start of Finding Nemo on the GameCube. I put some ghost in that.
So all of the ghosts of Nemo's dead siblings.
Yeah. I think I'd haunt Hoo Hoo Village from Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga.
That's a good answer.
That is a good answer, especially because I think there's multiple points in that game where you actually go to somewhere that's supposed to be like haunted or weird in that way. But he just picked like the one place that's like, oh yeah, this is just like people here on a mountain. Screw them up.
This is a place, but now they're haunted.
Yep.
Now
Now
the world's shortest roller coaster there because I was like, Nico made that up. And I was like, wait, he said it seriously. Then I was like,
yeah.
Oh, right. Nico's actually played Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. He
Yeah.
didn't make that up. And I Googled it. There's Hoo Hoo Village.
Right. Yeah. Hoo Hoo Village does sound like I made it up, but I did not make
Well,
it up.
because Chris, every location or most of the locations and the culture in the Bean Kingdom, which is where that
Have
takes
the
place.
eccentric hooligans.
No. Well, they're all based on some kind of laughter. So there's Chocola Cola, or anything like that. I don't know why they made it the Bean Kingdom and then had everything based around laughter, but
Right.
I'm in pain.
Yeah. Well, now, I mean, that seems like a perfect time as ever to do it. Folks, thank you guys so much for listening to the Crubcast. We really appreciate you. Support us at Patreon, patreon.com/Crub. Find us at Crub Official everywhere else except for Twitch, Crub_official. You know where to find us Tuesdays, 6:30. Is it 6:30 p.m. Eastern time?
And join the public Discord at crub.org/join.
Crub.org/got it.
And if you're looking for some produce for your house, look out crub.org/plushie.
With that, we'll see you in the next one.